Much of the coverage in the mainstream media about Bitcoin is all about the asset. It's got a price tied to it. It goes up and down a lot and quite fast. But Bitcoin also is a network. It's a payment rail that is more efficient and allows for anyone in the world to participate. Jack Mallers, the founder and CEO of Strike, which is building on the Lightning Network, recently was at the Bloomberg Crypto Conference, and he was asked about the idea of Bitcoin, not the asset, but the network, those payment rails. Here's how Jack described why this is so valuable and why inherently every single payment company in the world is eventually going to adopt it.
The thesis is that the network is going to be better than what we have today. Today we have these kind of like old bifurcated, like if I walk into Starbucks with Western Union, they're gonna be like, what am I supposed to do with that? And if I try and remit money over Visa to El Salvador, don't really work. I think that this one open global singular network all these other services will consolidate on it. So it's implied that Cash App comes on. What's the use of a network if I'm the only guy on there? So it's implied that, yeah, one day before I die, my wire transfer from Chase to Barclays should be over a more efficient payment rail. And so I think what we all want is open free market competition where anyone can, it's an open standard to the transfer value. And it's very simple. Like people think like, well, you know, Visa's easier. They don't have to touch Bitcoin. Visa's not easier. It's slinging around a bunch of credit liabilities all over the place. So it's not easy. And it's, you go online, read the instructions, you implement it, and you can build the experience you want. And that's where you get inherent free market competition, which inherently suppresses pricing, and you get to really get to the bottom of things like financial inclusion problems. Like if JP Morgan Chase can't bank someone because the only way they make revenue on you is if you're credit worthy. But now if the value transfer standard's open, people could build services for whoever they want, and if there's a real market opportunity, the market's gonna find that, right? So I think it's just a better world, and the more people that come on, the better. And for a business like mine, we benefit from the network effects of that. Like people are like, what happens when Amazon turns it on? Like, I don't know, probably worth 10 times more overnight.
Now, one of the great things about this explanation is that it highlights open networks beat closed networks. Companies like Visa and MasterCard, they're great businesses. Plenty of people use them, but inherently they box people out. They're not super efficient and they don't allow for building on top of them. And so when you have something like Bitcoin, which is an open decentralized protocol, it's open source software. Anyone in the world can come in, they can build on top of it, they can adopt it, they can integrate it into their own products. Open networks beat closed networks, and the Bitcoin network is showing that you're able to do this without a CEO, without a marketing department, no board of directors, and no venture capital funding. Ultimately, the open network is going to be adopted. You will be able to send payments from any one application to any other application. They don't even need to have a business development deal. They don't need to know each other. You simply have one common open network, which everyone plugs into around the world. That may sound like a crazy, crazy idea in today's world, given the siloed centralized services that we have in the traditional financial system. But that is not the world we are going to live in 10, 20 years from now. Yes, it is early. Yes, there's tons of work to do, but you can already see the signs of adoption and the signs of the infrastructure being built. Over time, as more and more people figure out the value here, as more people dedicate their time, energy, and money to building these services, to building this infrastructure, my guess is that adoption is going to go through the roof. The Lightning Network's exploding. And it's just a matter of time until you, your company, your business, your product, and your competitors and colleagues all get on board as well.